sometimes in debate land we need to take a second and actually think about something, right? In this particular scenario, we are suggesting a government of a state should accept the state essentially is going to be run by a drug cartel, right? Apparently that's happy-go-lucky. What we say is more likely to happen is that the economy of that country is going to be crippled, and secondly, that civil war is going to be worse and more so than what's happened subsequently. Firstly, clarification of the silent offer. It was a public offer, right, by the US. You can't silently reject it. Secondly, to the extent that opposing government want to talk about how things would have been worse on their side of the house, we have another benefit on ours, which is we know we captured and killed Escobar very quickly, very shortly after this offer was made anyway. Therefore, the damage that could have been, soon afterwards. So we know that we got him on our side of the house. It's not that we don't know what happened after. In the point of rebuttal on the point of, they say that under their world, they want, so Rafi says, they won't attack other cartels unless they're told to, right? Now, it's not in the US's interest to say to them, we want you to strengthen the Medellin cartel, right? The reason for that is the Medellin cartel was pumping huge amounts of cocaine predominantly into the USA, right? Medellin cartel being stronger would only lead to that increasing. Now, we've already explained why that was damaging to the US because one, it was increasing rates of addiction. Two, it was huge-scale drug war within the US, with dealers within the US obtaining the Medellin cartel's drugs and then selling it within it, right? Therefore, it was in its interest for Medellin cartel to be weakened. Therefore, that wasn't going to happen. So essentially what you're saying there is you will not engage in attacking any of the cartels, which means that all of the stuff that Shrishti says becomes even stronger than it was before, i.e., every other cartel knows that essentially you're not going to do anything about it, right? You're not going to do anything about attacking them because of the reasons I stated before. But they still have an incentive to attack the Medellin cartel. The first reason is, if they, so for example the Sinaloa cartel or the Perez brothers, are able to depose Escobar and depose the Medellin cartel, they think they can benefit from this like immunity more generally that's on the table, i.e. the prize is so large. Secondly, they've not explained why it is that these other cartels are now suddenly going to disappear because they have other things to be doing, apart from this great sentence in Rafi's speech about, oh yeah, we like the fact that Escobar is going to create industry. Yes, we think that is unlikely. Therefore, we say that the violence that we've seen in our side of the house already, in the drug war, still occurs on their side of the house because there's still so much to be gained from other cartels attacking the Medellin cartel. If, however, you don't believe the first part of my sentence, then you go on to like the other assertion of like, oh, maybe we'll protect the Medellin cartels, right, by the government. The violence is still bad because, you know, in general, right, when the state says that it's essentially not stopping Medellin doing what they're doing, you as an opposition cartel know that there isn't going to be a huge amount of police looking for violence, right? Therefore, it's easier for you to conduct your activity. So why is it that Colombia is going to be economically crippled under your side of the house, right? What we say is the US is going to be furious. I've already explained, Shushi's already explained the damage that happens to the US, but also it's other Western states, because if already Escobar was doing a huge amount of damage, right, or the damage I've kind of outlined, but to the UK, France, etc., by funneling all of this drugs into these countries, but it's going to be worse on their side of the house because the Colombian government is not doing anything about it and isn't allowing the Drug Enforcement Agency of the US to do anything about it, right? That means that it's either all of the harms that existed at the time, which led to the US and the UK and France, etc., caring about this issue, amplified for that reason. So that's the first thing, so they're worried about that. The second thing they're worried about is that a government which was meant to extradite is not extraditing, right? It's not abiding by the extradition agreement that was in place. This is a government which does not abide by international norms. Both of those incredibly strong reasons to suggest sanctions and other implications going to be in place. Rafi, in 2019, when we've seen Venezuela and Russia be crippled by sanctions, gets up and says, we can just skirt around the sanctions. No, you can't skirt around the sanctions, right? Colombian assets are going to be frozen. There are going to be massive restrictions on trade, and there's going to be a limited access for Colombia to engage in obtaining finance from foreign markets, obtaining funding, obtaining direct investment, or even having bank accounts in other places. That is hugely damaging when you are a government of a state. You can't borrow money, right? You can't fund local, like local projects, etc. You can't engage with your biggest trading partner, the US, which imports 70% of what you produce. That is a statistic. The reason that you can believe that statistic, because the US is the largest country in that region, and therefore generally does the biggest amount of trade. Moreover, the other countries in South America get told by the US under their model, right? If you trade with Colombia going forward, right, we're going to do the same thing to you because they are a pariah state. Therefore, your other trading partners, your local countries, your Bolivia, your Argentina, your Brazil, etc., they stop trading with you too. Where are you getting your toilet roll, opening government, right? In Venezuela just earlier, where are you getting your trade? Where are you getting your money? That cripples your economy. That devastates people because they know that fewer jobs because the people you're selling to aren't buying from you anymore. You can't borrow money to invest in anything. And in fact, the investment you get on our side of the house, by the way, note, was huge. No, thank you. Loads of foreign direct investment was coming in to support this government to prevent, like, the drug cartels, no thank you, getting even stronger than they were. They say the USSR would have done this. One, geographically very far to actually engage in any of the trade. Two, as we now know, they were dirt poor in the 1980s, right? It didn't work out for them. What we say on the second point is, why is it that the Civil War would have been stronger? We say that, first of all, we say that the reason the Civil War would have been stronger is that when a country's economy, like, collapses, and you're doing what Shushi says you are, which is the government just says, we know that the Medellin cartel has killed tens of thousands of civilians. We know they bombed a plane. We know they drove a tank into the Ministry of Justice to destroy evidence. But we're letting them get away with that. People get damn angry about that, and it's real easy for the opposition to get lots of support. And the reason I peel wide open the government as I did is you know then there's a chance that the government's going to be deposed and a new government comes into place. If a new government comes into place, the actual war which happened ends up happening anyway on their side of the house because Medellin has to attack the new government because they won't abide by the existing arrangement. Moreover, as we explained, which gets a pitiful response on FARC, at least in the short term, gets stronger because it's not in anyone, it was in Medellin's interest for them to also be strong, so they had an ally. They get more money and more weapons, and importantly, the US does not help Colombia fight FARC. FARC is stronger, FARC does more damage than it does already. Collapses the economy, leads to far more deaths, and it's just in principally nonsense. Very proud to oppose.